Welcome, Fumblers. We're sweet and sour.
Dale. So, health journey was going great yesterday. Did my workout, ate my food the way I was supposed to, and so on. But I don't really want to talk about that this morning. This is day 6 of my vlog and health journal, and really just my life journal, just in general. I feel still, of course, really great, but I'm also a little on the agitated side this morning, and really kind of hyper focused in on some stuff that I'm going to work on researching over the next months. I'm going to make it a month-long thing. As a matter of fact, it may be a life thing. It may be my new career path. It may be my new obsession. I don't know, but I'm done. And what I'm talking about is I'm sick of Band-Aids. And I don't mean the kind you throw on a cut. I'm talking about the Band-Aids that we're seeing in our health industry. So what I mean is I have 2 people in my life that are living with chronic disease. And the list of those diseases are long. There's no improvement in sight. I mean, there's some improvement, but that improvement is because of medicine. They're not fixing the issue. They're not, there's no solution. It is what it is. You have this, and that's what it's going to be. And then I think, there's another person in my life that has a child that is having seizures, and another list of 10 diseases that 6-year-old has. A 6-year-old with diseases including seizures. I saw on Facebook last night another situation where a child of a friend of mine was in the hospital with some stomach issues, and after 4 or 5 days they still have no solution. They don't know what's causing it. Same with all of these other health issues that I'm seeing wrapped around. Another friend now sick. One just passed away from being sick. So all of their issues are being solved with Band-Aids. Back injections, pills to help with the pain, or lower cholesterol, or this or that. They're all Band-Aids, none of which will actually solve the problem. So many years ago, when I was in my early 20s, I was really big into herbology. This was what my husband calls my hippie phase. And it was, I'm not going to lie, very hippie-ish. I used to really believe in that stuff, and I still believe in that stuff. You just get sidetracked by life, and you forget about the things that you can do to help things. Or I've integrated some of those in my life. Like, I know that garlic helps with your immune system and fighting disease. It's a natural antibiotic and things like that. So, of course, when I'm sick, I have garlic and a lot of fresh vitamin C to help boost my immune system. But I also truly believe that there are foods and herbs and supplements and natural things that we have in our environment that can help many things in our life. And the great thing about the generation in which we are living right now is we have access to information that we wouldn't have had access to many years ago. You can get on YouTube, search Google. You can go, like for me, the YouTube is a rabbit hole of information. And what I mean by rabbit hole is you can look up one thing and then find information on something else while you're looking up one thing. So it's really easy to kind of get distracted. But the great thing about YouTube is that you can look up one thing, for example, like I had been hearing a lot about matcha tea. Matter of fact, I guess they're serving it at Starbucks, which of course, favorite place. Haven't been in a while though. So it's one of those things that like you're hearing about it all the time. What the heck is it? So I started some research on that, and I found a bunch of other stuff. And then I started researching mold poisoning, and I found a bunch of other stuff. I was looking at my low carb stuff and I found a bunch of other stuff. There's a lot of information out there that can help with some of these chronic diseases. There are videos of people that swear that they've cured autism and diabetes and heart conditions and cured cancer and just excessive fibromyalgia. All of these things that they have cured not using the Band-Aids that the doctors and physicians are handing out. In addition to that, you have doctors and physicians supporting these alternative methods. In addition to that, the great thing about YouTube is you can see and you can watch you can watch the information be given to you from a person that lives in China, another one that lives in Japan, or somebody that lives in Sweden, somebody that lives in Europe, somebody that lives in Australia. So the information is not generalized to the US. You can pick up information and know what somebody else is doing well in another country. We used to not have the ability to know what's working medically in all of these other places. Now there's so much information out there. There's positives for one item, negatives for an item, which I'm sure in life that's going to be the case. What works for you may not work for somebody else. But when you're living with chronic illness, it has to be better than a Band-Aid. It has to. There has to be some gives somewhere to cure just one of the 10 things that is wrong with that person. One. Just let's focus on one. Let's start with indigestion. Let's start with, gastrointestinal issues and maybe work down to something else. There has to be something that can be solved with these people. There has to be. And if modern medicine can't solve it, then maybe it's time to turn to other alternatives. Maybe try something for a week, 2 weeks, a month, see if there's an improvement. I'm not saying get rid of all your medicines. I'm not saying that. Please don't do that. But if you check with your physician, they may not know about it. They're not normally learning in medical school about all this stuff. Ask your doctor when the last time was they got on did additional medical research. When was the last time that they researched a bunch of extra stuff to help improve you? Why are you still sitting 10 years after being diagnosed with something and having the exact same Band-Aids thrown on it? If you had a cut on your hand and 10 years later it didn't heal, there has to be another way. So one of the things that I am going to make kind of my little personal mission is to start researching some of this. I have in fact actually already started researching it, but I'm going to dig and I'm going to become a specialist or an expert, and I'm going to study and I'm going to study and I'm going to study. And I'm going to talk to people that have healed themselves of things and find out how many of these things are true. Get the diet plan in place and what they need to do to improve the things in their life. The quality of life for just one of my friends. One of my friends, her quality of life is miserable. Every day is a struggle, and every day you can see it in her face. And for 10 years, she has actively pursued ways to make it better. Or fix it. How can we let this stuff continue in our society? We're in a society that can make AI robots. We have cars that can drive themselves, but yet all we can do in our medical industry is Band-Aid it. Here's this for your nausea. Well, what made you nauseated in the first place? Why are you nauseated? Why do you have heartburn? Why do I need a pill to make it better? Why can't I fix it with other things? And I think that is ultimately one of the things that we as a society need to look into. My friend with the chronic pain breaks my heart. But what breaks my heart 5 times more than that is the little 6-year-old that dad's standing by the phone every day praying to God that she doesn't have a seizure, that the doctors will figure out what's wrong with her, that it's not just a calcium deficiency that's causing a 6-year-old to have seizures every day. Fix it. We live in a society where we can make robots, but we can't repair a 6-year-old with seizures. There is a problem. We need to repair, figure out ways to do it. If modern medicine can't do it, then maybe we need to go back to the old school cultures and figure out what our ancestors used to do, because our ancestors didn't have 6-year-olds with seizures. They didn't have adults with 10 chronic diseases. And it's all the way around us. Look around. Ask your friends. Sometimes some of these diseases don't look so obvious. They don't always look like they're in pain. They've dealt with it so long in their life that if it's a good day when you're seeing them, you're not seeing them every day when they're bad. You don't see how long it takes a person to get out of bed and how many days that they spend in bed. You don't see the struggles every day. But look around. There's a lot. I mean, fibromyalgia, they still don't even know what causes it. There's more and more research being done on it. But I can tell you right now, I know 4 people personally that has that. Think about that. Think about how long. Ask your grandparents if they knew anybody that had chronic pain. If they were aware of children that had seizures all the time. I don't think that was there. Yeah, with the internet, we have access to a lot more information than we've ever had before. But Grandma used to know everybody in town and would hear stories from across the country. So I don't really truly believe that we had this kind of problem back then. So this is my rant. If you're having chronic illness, try to look into the alternatives. There's a lot of great information on YouTube. I will probably work on posting some. If you go in and you look at my YouTube playlist, I have one that I have been adding information to called Superfoods. In that playlist, I have been posting videos from doctors and just really good videos from people that are leaders in their field. Some of them, matter of fact, I ran across just a plain Jane YouTuber that was really talking about, really explained matcha tea real well. And I posted it in there. So start looking into it. It can't hurt you. You've lived with your chronic diseases for long enough. If your doctor can't heal it, we need to find other ways. Stop with the Band-Aids and let's get to fixing our people. Let's fix them. I know that that's going to be my new mission. Now, that doesn't mean that they'll listen. One of them's stubborn. However, it's time. It's time that we start looking for other avenues to fix things. If your doctor continues to Band-Aid it, let's find another way. Find another way. If you're living with anything that is Band-Aided, I guess, where they're just throwing a fix, here's 2 Tylenol. Cope with that. Oh, here's some painkillers. This is just going to be your new life. Oh, here's a pill for IBS. It'll make it better, but it doesn't cure it. Oh, you have fibromyalgia? Great. Here's a pill for it. It makes it better, but you'll always have it. No. Let's stop accepting it and work to fix it. They're curing cancer in some people. And we fight cancer for cures. We need to fight all these other diseases for a cure. not a Band-Aid. So, I'm going to get off my pedestal. So, you guys all have a great day. Do what you can do to make your life happy, your energy sufficient. You should be able to get out of your bed and look up at the sun and put a smile on your face and know that you're going to conquer that day. And if you can't, let's figure out a way that you will. I love you all. I'm out.
For social media, share your love with a like, participate with comments, share with everyone, make friends by subscribing, and do as you're told. Definitely do as you're told. I'm out.